I really don't want to be here anymore with all that they have done to me. Yeah. But then just walking away gives them a victory if that's what their end game is. That's what their end goal is. Right. And the city could have put a stop to all of this and just told some of the crazy neighbors, hey,
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Markham, Ontario. And folks, you might recall the sad story we brought you last month that Martin Ross here, he eventually lost his battle with the city of Markham. I guess it's true what you say. You can't fight City Hall. And in this case, it was trying to preserve his hockey rink, this gorgeous ice pad, which, as you can see, is in the process of demolition. Martin has to do it for a cost of around 60 grand. Otherwise, Markham will do it for him for a cost of $352,000. Yeah, it's amazing how efficient City Hall is. But here is the epilogue to the story. Martin informed us that City of Markham bylaw was coming by here at 10 a.m. to inspect the teardown. They want to make sure he's proceeding at a fast enough pace, which to me is remarkable because the concrete ice pad doesn't have to be out until next spring. So why are they so gung-ho to make sure the netting, the boards, etc. have been torn down? Well, my personal opinion is that this is a vendetta. They get Martin to take time off work, to rush back from a hockey tournament in the U.S. in a snowstorm, no less, last night. But here's the thing, folks. We were here bright and early, and at 9:55 a.m., and remember, they said they were going to be here at 10 a.m., bylaw informed Martin, we're sitting this one out today. Have a nice day. Martin, I think this is outrageous how they have infringed on your time and with 5 minutes notice canceled the meeting, because that's why we're here. That's why a nice gentleman with CTV News is here, was going to record the interaction you were going to have with bylaw. And I think maybe they got wind of this and they're chickening out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We know that they're terrified of a man with a microphone and a hat. So, that they seem to hide pretty quickly from that. And nobody probably wanted a part of this. But I really don't know what they were coming to inspect. I mean, it's clear to see that the rink is down. The rink can come down in a couple of days. So in the letter that they sent me, they didn't even really come and say what we're going to inspect. But in the remediation agreement that they forced me to sign by putting pretty much a proverbial gun to my head by saying, if you don't sign this today, we're coming tomorrow with our own contractors to rip it out at a cost of $352,000. One of the things that they put in that is they want the rink down immediately, and they put on it that you cannot ice the pad throughout the winter whatsoever, because God forbid should kids skate on the pad or whatever.
And Martin, we have to mention what the unspoken strategy is here. I mean, it's one thing to have a Karen, a nosy Parker complaining to the city, but we've pulled the records. The Gagnons are financial donors to the local councillor, Reed McAlpine. And by the way, folks, we always want to get the other side of the story. You remember in October, we went to Markham City Hall and tried to get Mr. McAlpine to offer his take on this matter? Didn't go well. Check it out.
Yeah, Mayor Scarpetti, I emailed you and Mr. McAlpine.
Right now, and interviews are done outside, not during the council.
But you won't respond to my emails. It's about the hockey rink of Martin Ross being demolished at the cost of hundreds of thousands.
During the council meeting. Thank you.
But when will you make yourself available? Okay. Mr. McAlpine, did you say to Mr. Ross that 8 people complained and that would equate to 8 votes?
You're going to have to leave. This is a council meeting. We're in private session right now.
You can wait outside.
Okay, then.
Please leave.
Can you tell me when you will answer my questions?
So there you go, Martin. Mr. McAlpine not only wouldn't answer, but we were frog-marched out of city council by security, and they decided to make the council meeting private. It's something I've never seen before. Am I onto something here? Is this a matter of, in the city of Markham, money talks and BS skates?
I can't even answer that question because, I mean, the story hasn't been fully told. And some people say, oh, David, tell the whole story. Well, you don't have enough time to tell the whole story and everything that they have come after me for on my own property. Maybe if I donated to the campaign, things would go differently, but you're just slowly finding out all the other areas where they've come after me on, like from removing a bush in the front of my property.
Here is a City of Markham work order dated November 19th, and it's about a hazardous tree. What's that, a triffid?
Well, I have a tree on my front property there that when we were kind of redoing the driveway, the neighbors phoned and complained and said he's damaging a tree. So a couple of bylaw officers and the city tree arborist came out to inspect, and they said, well, we're worried you frayed the roots. We want you to go get a tree risk assessment arborist report. Now, those guys aren't cheap. We hired one.
How much?
$1,500.
$1,500?
Just for him to come and do this report and inspect and everything. Now, that independent arborist found the tree, said the tree was safe, wrote up a whole report, forwarded it to the city, spoke with the city and said, hey, this tree is okay. The city called me in, the following week and said, well, you know what? We still don't think it's okay, and we want you to work with us, and we want you to remove it. So that's going to cost another $1,500, where they could have just said, you know what? We're not happy with the safety of this tree. Don't worry about the independent arborist assessment. Just remove it.
Martin, I don't know how you endure the harassment. You've been here for 13 years, and even though you're complying, still the city is out on what I think to be a vendetta. What do you think? Once this rink albatross is gone once and for all, are you still going to live here, or are you thinking of getting out of Dodge?
That's a great question. I mean, this is where my kids grew up, right? This is their home, right? We've got a lot of great memories here, even despite that the city's trying to beat us out of here. I really don't want to be here anymore with all that they have done to me. Yeah. But then just walking away gives them a victory if that's what their end game is. That's what their end goal is. Right. And the city could have put a stop to all of this and just told some of the crazy neighbors, hey,
Well, not when the crazy neighbors are financial donors to certain councillors. Yeah. Well, Martin, good luck. And folks, what have we learned from this? I'll tell you two things. If you're ever considering buying a house, you might want to, hire a PI. And I know these services exist, and just find out who the neighbors are. If there are any troublemakers, if there are any Uber Karens that are going to make your life miserable, that's one. And secondly, if you ever have a chance to buy a heritage property, no matter how beautiful and historic it is, don't walk away, run away, because you're going to find out very quickly you're not the owner, you are merely the co-owner, and the city is going to interfere with your quality of life. Well, unless, of course, you donate to city councillors. At least that's my take. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Well, folks, Martin Ross has lost the war to save his rink. The city of Markham is triumphant. He has to tear it down, but they are still harassing him about it. It's outrageous. If you feel as angry as we do about this attack on Canadiana, please go to our petition, savetherink.ca. That's savetherink.ca. We're going to amass a huge petition and deliver it personally to the city of Markham to tell them what they are doing to Martin Ross is offside.